see sheriffs first. Make sure they're okay with me recording. I just saw you.
We were at Storm's, that's what he means.
Okay, so you're recording right now?
Yes, dear.
So I'm gonna ask you to actually leave the courthouse.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to be recording
So
in here.
you talked to superiors and they told you
Yeah.
that was the position you're to take?
Yes.
And for what reason would I not be allowed to record?
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna put this stuff away.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Ricky, to put you in that position.
No.
I know it's
all good.
yeah. We had a great meeting the other day, and that's why I came in here without the camera first to have that opportunity.
So we did all of our due diligence and research and everything. So
You had a package ready for me?
yeah.
Okay, does it say anything about my charter rights in there?
No, it does not.
Just talks
it
about your
talks about
policies?
my Sheriff's Act.
Just the policies and your Sheriff's Act, which is not going to be legitimate when I bring up my charter and my medical issues.
He has cognitive impairment where he doesn't remember everything at this.
Yeah, that's
So he
totally
needs this.
fine.
So you have to accommodate under law. Then we're gonna go before a judge. So I'll go over and I'll make an application to go before a
But
judge
you
to
know
get
what?
leave.
Before we start there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to leave the courthouse.
Ooh. No, you're
Because-
gonna have to arrest me. Because I'm under my charter rights. You're violating my charter, like my fundamental freedoms. I have the right, and especially under a medical accommodation, you have to respect my rights. I need to ensure that later on, and not you personally, but
No,
when I
I
deal with other
know.
people, that sometimes I perceive what they say as hostile,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I actually perceive incorrectly. I have auditory hallucinations in the past. So in order so I can ensure that afterwards that what happened was the reality, that's the only reason. Medically. Remember I came in here last time and I said I didn't even want to have to play the medical card, and that you guys and your superiors should not force me to. So now we both have two things: Charter Rights of Canada and medical accommodation.
Yes, and I understand that's your point of view.
Yeah,
But for us, this is how we have to go.
right. So you can have the police come and write me or can you write an undertaking?
No, for right now.
Because I'm going to refuse. You're trespassing me if I'm not mistaken.
No, you have to let me.
Sorry,
speak as
sorry,
well.
sorry. Yep.
Thank you.
And I apologize. This is
No, I know.
because you saying that it's your Sheriff's Act and your policy, and you know that the charter is above that, and you know that the human rights are above that as well. So,
Yes, but you need to go through the right processes.
and what is the process of having what is the process to have your rights respected by the government?
So right now, I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, no.
Right now, no. please
Yeah,
let me
okay, you go.
talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, we're not allowing you to have a recording device in here. So I'm going to ask you to leave.
And I'm going to
If
refuse.
you don't,
Yes.
then I'm going to give you the obstruction warning. And if you still continue,
Obstruction of what?
obstruction of me and my duties and what I've asked you to
But
do.
I'm telling you right now that you're actually
No.
obstructing my rights as a Canadian citizen
No,
and my medical rights.
I'm going to stop you.
Okay, you can stop me, and I'm going to
And
respect.
I'm gonna tell
you and me have started a great relationship to start with.
Yes.
So, like I said, this is just going to end up before a judge.
Yeah, and you know what, if we have to go down that
We
road,
do, Ricky.
then
So,
that will happen.
yeah,
But I'm going to let you know this is what we're going to do.
I'm going to
I'm
let you know
continue
that
to
this
give
is
you-
going to be.
Let her
You
talk.
need
Let
to
her
let
talk.
me
Yep,
talk.
yep.
And I will let you talk too.
No, I know you've been very respectful, and I thank you for that.
So, if you continue, I'm going to give you the obstruction warning, and then we will arrest you.
Okay,
For-
but you can give me an
for
undertaking. Are you
obstruction.
planning on taking?
Obstruction.
And are you planning on taking me to cells, or are you going to give me an undertaking?
We don't do undertakings. We would be taking you to cells.
Okay, well, that would be unreasonable, and that should also be considered a violation. So I'm going to ask for habeas corpus immediately. If you're threatening arrest, I don't believe it's reasonable to hold me. So I'd like to go before a judge, because I'm not a threat to you or myself or any person. So to restrict my freedoms would be unreasonable. No, we're going to stop talking right now. We're going to sit down over here, and I'm going to continue record, and you can arrest me if you so wish. But I have business to do here. I wanted to get small claims packages and stuff at the registry. And that's the business I'm trying to conduct, is I'm trying to deal with my wrongful arrest that happened the other day. And that's it. And I'm sorry, Ricky, that you've been put in this position again.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I apologize again. Like, I know you understand where I'm coming from, and I understand where you're coming from, but here again, no, let me. I believe you
Because
have a
this is
duty
mine.
to uphold the Charter of Rights and Freedoms above the Sheriff's Acts, and I believe you need to disobey your superiors in order to do the right thing, to follow the laws of Canada. And I did the same thing. That's why I find myself dealing with the courts, because I didn't do what my employer said, and I reported his
I remember you
actions.
talking about.
And this is where we're going to get. And this, I've tried to deal with the Crown. I've told them if we don't resolve these issues,
We'll just be a few minutes.
if we don't resolve these issues, then it's just going to end up in arrest after arrest after arrest when it's unnecessary. All I'm trying to do is get health care.
Because I told him that he's not allowed to have a twice. No,
So what is the reasoning here?
So
What-
I.
We'll take the documents and we'll read them, we'll take the documents and we'll read them, but I have business here today. My wife took the day off work.
You know what, I can give you this if you would leave.
No, I
and
won't.
Just,
I know that my charter rights trump this.
okay.
And
So I will
even
need
that,
to
my
look
medical
at that.
accommodation rights
Okay.
trump
We'll
this.
start there.
Can I have the documents though?
I'm
She's
gonna
gonna
make you a copy.
Oh, okay, I thought you already had for us. Okay, Ricky, thank you again, and I apologize as I get elevated and come down.
Yeah.
You're very respectful, and I thank you again for it.
Yeah, just have a seat, I'll just.
Thank you, Ricky. And this is why we started here, because I assumed that there probably would be an issue, and I didn't want to offend anybody over there.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. It's okay, Cora, we're doing the right thing. We're taking, she's saying there is a process, but this is in fact the process in Canada to have your rights respected by the Crown. Come sit down, sweetheart. Please. What are you upset about? What? This is the way things go here, they understand. What is the reason? Well, just because we say so. Well, that's not reasonable. In order to restrict one's charter rights, there has to be a reasonable, articulable reason, right? You can't just say, well, because. And she's saying, well, it's in the act. We've written down on a piece of paper that you don't have this right anymore. And all I've asked is for a reasonable explanation. Why? Because I actually believe in the charter, and if it was reasonable, if we were violating somebody else's privacy or something along those lines, then I would respect completely. But there is no reason except authority. We're telling you that's the reason, and that's not valid in Canada. Well, at least it didn't used to be. But I guess it's not really Canada anymore. It's kind of like, what would a hybrid of Canada and China be? No, I can express my opinion. Don't tell me, because I feel that. I feel that it's not Canada anymore. It's a hybrid. They clearly admire the political system in China. Ricky's a very nice lady, though. There's a camera recording us, but we can't record them. How is that justifiable?
Oh, I don't
It's for their
agree with
security
that.
and safety.
Well, this is for your security and safety.
I know, and I've told them that, and it's also for medical reasons. I literally have cognitive, I forget things and don't remember them properly. It does help me.
I know.
Anyway, she's a really nice lady. I need water. I wish we brought one in. I wasn't expecting to get arrested. Here, put my wallet in your purse.
This one is the one for the appointment.
Well, no, it's for the police. I could probably, like she said, and that's the thing too, is you heard her. We don't give undertakings. We just put you in cells. Well, that's a violation of my rights too. And that's why I said right away, habeas corpus. That means we're here early. What time is it?
I don't know.
Okay, it's maybe 10 o'clock, 10:30. So we should have time to be able to go before a judge and say, why put me in cells? I'm not doing anything except challenging my right to film my own experiences in public places. So you're going to lock me up for that? Really? And this is it. It's just the whole thing is just so unreasonable. And all I wanted to do was get, my health care benefits from Work Safe BC. private information here. See, we brought this to give to the Crown. So this is a doctor I've been seeing. He's actually not a doctor, he's a counselor. So I guess that's incorrect. He's a counselor that's helped me a great deal with my issues over the past year and a half. Since coming back from a trip with my father, and I had one meeting with him, and I was pensioned. So that's a change in my WorkSafe claim. So I have to ask for new benefits such as that if I want to continue them, and that's what I've been trying to do for the last month or so. And they're blocking my access to my caseworker. So me and my wife paid. It's not a lot. It's $125, but they do add up. And the fact is, it's to be covered under workers' compensation. But this is what workers' comp does to people.
Thank you for being here.
Oh no, you're fabulous.
I'll come in.
Okay. Sorry, we have construction and all this stuff going on today.
Yeah.
Okay, I made you a copy.
Thank you, Ricky.
So this is what we follow. This says you are not allowed to be filming in the courthouse. And this is what gives us our power to deny you.
I understand what you guys have written down here.
I
No,
know,
let me
but
finish. Do you also, you took an oath of enforcement, correct?
I'm not going to
Nope.
get into that with you.
Well, no, because your
about-
oath actually says that you're going to, above all, swear to protect the
Yes.
charter.
Yes.
So saying that you're going to throw that aside because your boss has told you to read this, which is a lower act, it's a provincial act. So I'm talking about federal, the number one, which even the criminal code is set upon. And that's the end of our argument.
That's
My
your
wife will
view.
take that. It is 100%.
That's your view. We have this.
And the reason we find ourselves here is
because
yeah.
turn off your camera.
I'm just going to ensure that it is on still.
Okay, and then I'm going to give you obstruction warning.
Okay, I am not obstructing anything. There is no issue here. I am recording my own. I'm recording my own experiences in a public place, and you don't have the right to stop
If
me.
you do so, I will arrest you and charge you with obstruction.
You would be the prettiest person that's ever arrested me, and probably
Alright.
the kindest and nicest.
Thank
And
you.
I would.
So we are actually going to arrest you right now.
Okay,
for
I
obstructing.
ask you to now put me before a judge, habeas corpus.
We will
You
take
do not have a right to
downstairs,
put me in
and then we will
cells.
go through that process. I will give you your 10A, 10B charter.
You understand, you have no right to put me in cells. I'm not a threat to myself or you or anybody
Yes,
else.
but
I'm
you
doing
were
no
a-
damage.
That is
Doing
your
no damage.
view. That is your view. If you want to take direction from my partner here, if you have anything in your pockets, can you please?
Oh, I
put them
gave
up
everything
here?
to my wife.
Just put your glasses down.
Oh, yep, everything except my glasses.
Just lift, pull your pockets out just so we can see that you don't have anything.
Oh, he can pat me. I'm fine. I'm not offended.
Perfect.
Like I said, I'm no threat to anybody. The threat here is what you guys are doing. You understand, sir, that you're violating my charter rights.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that with you, but what
But-
I can ask you,
You should want to get into that.
well, what I will
Would you
ask
want me to defend your rights?
Sure, but I'll ask you, you obviously know the charter very well.
I know enough of it.
Section 1 of the charter, rights and freedoms.
Well, you're violating
Your
also
rights-
section
your
15.
rights
You're
are not-
discriminating against somebody with a
Can
mental
I-
illness when I've asked for accommodation.
Am I able to?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Your rights are not absolute under the charter.
No, but you have to have a good reason under section 1 to violate them. And I've asked for you guys to articulate a reason.
Explain to you what's going on. So I just ask you to turn around, put your hands.
Yeah, no worries. Do you feel it necessary to cuff somebody when they're being peaceful and not resisting?
That's the procedures of our arrest, sir. I just ask you to turn around.
Again, procedure are discretionary. This man's being rough with me. I have a shoulder injury. I'm telling you, not just. Well, why are you being rough with me in the first place?
I don't feel like I'm being rough with you, sir.
Taking my arm and pulling him back like that. I said I'm being
Oh, no, you
peaceful,
put-
and I'm asking you why you feel it's necessary. You said because of policy.
You put your hands behind your back. I didn't.
I did it peacefully, and and you twisted them. My hands are not in a normal position.
Okay. And so how do I turn
You don't
this
need
camera
to.
off, sir?
You don't touch my personal property. You take
Since
your
you're under-
hands
you're
off
under
me.
arrest,
You
so-
take your hands
Okay,
off
you're
of me.
under arrest,
You
so-
take your hands off my personal
off
property. You take your hands off my personal property.
You're under arrest, so
take
you
your hands
don't
off
have
my
a right to your
personal
property anymore since you're under arrest.
Lord, you see this? You see this?
You don't have a right to your
I
property.
have a right
sir.
to resist a wrongful arrest. I have every right to resist a wrongful arrest. No, this is
not a wrongful
wrongful.
arrest,
This is
sir.
a wrongful arrest, and I
Sir?
will resist. No, I'm
Stop
trying to sit
resisting.
down. No, I'm not. You're gonna have to carry me. And I have a shoulder injury. You're hurting me. You are hurting me.
Okay,
If
well, I don't want to
you-
hurt
You're
you.
dropping your weight, so
Yeah,
you're
because I'm
standing.
not gonna assist you in a wrongful arrest.
Sir, if you can stand up, then you will not be stripped on
I will not comply with any of your orders. They are wrongful.
You're not willing to stand up and take the pressure off your
I am
shoulder?
not willing to comply with your wrongful, unlawful orders. That's all.
Thank you.
Your orders are unlawful. Your orders are unlawful. You stop touching my personal stuff. You do not have the right to delete. You don't have the right to push those buttons. You stop it. He's trying to delete my shit, Corey. He's fucking with my shit.
Still on there, sir.
The handcuffs are hurting me. My arm is
I'd
hurting.
love for you to stand up. so
No,
I
I'm
can
not
take your
complying with the unlawful orders.
handcuffs. So you don't want your handcuffs off, sir?
I do not believe that these lawful orders are lawful. I said I was peaceful. I said I would leave under an undertaking. I said I would leave under an undertaking.
You can ask her to leave, too.
This is
I
not.
did. No, she is.
You're not thinking for yourself. You're psychos. You have no fucking brain. I'm not talking to an unconscious. Alrighty, so arrested, thrown in cells, then given an undertaking because I threatened civil action. My wife's not here, so I don't know where she is. She's got my phone and everything. They said they informed her of my location, but well, she would be here if they did.